Hello, everyone. I'm Jennifer Feuerstein, and my personal connection with Hope for Single Moms is had the privilege to MC the last three Fashion for a Future events. And it's near and dear to my heart because I am myself a single mom. And, most moms don't think that they're going to become a single mom, and somehow they find themselves in that position. So, kind of to tell my backstory on this, I had gone to college. I got my degree in broadcasting and kind of had the dream of going into TV. And about 10 seconds after walking the stage and getting my diploma, I became a mom. So it was a little unexpected and married the father. And we ended up going on to have three children. And during that 11 years, I was a stay-at-home mom, and so I had put my career plans aside. I had the college degree, but I put my career aside to raise my children. And when my daughter, my last and final baby, was about 1 years old, my husband had declined into alcoholism, and it became a very toxic and unhealthy family situation. And so I found myself in this situation of having to flee the marriage and the home and leave with my kids. And it was not anything that I had ever anticipated for my life. Well, I had tried to get my foot back in the door in broadcasting. I was 31 at the time, and I was told that I was too seasoned to be on TV at the age of 31. And I thought, my gosh, my career has already washed up and I haven't even started. So switched fields and I went into the field of gerontology, which is the study of being too seasoned. And I thought, well, I'll naturally fit right into the clientele that I'm serving. And so I started working in the field of gerontology. Now, I was desperate for work because I was facing single parenthood. And I joke because apparently they were even more desperate because they hired me. I did not have a degree in gerontology. It was a marketing position. I had no idea how to do marketing, but I truly believe that it was because I had that degree that that's why they hired me. It didn't matter that it was not necessarily in the same field, but I had the credibility of having a college degree, and that changed everything for me. So I kind of worked my way up the ranks, and I ended up then finding myself not only as a single parent, but as a solo parent. And the difference is that, like with a single parent, you might get child support. You might have shared custody every other weekend or every other week off, and you can take that break. You might get the support of the other parent when it comes to discipline or education or whatever it might be. But because of the toxicity of the alcoholism, I had gained full physical custody, legal custody, and I became a solo parent and I did it by myself. So I was carrying my children on my back as I climbed the career ladder in a new industry that I knew nothing about. It was daunting to say the least. It was one of the most traumatic periods of my life that I've ever gone through, facing single parenting, doing it by myself, and having to start in a career that I knew nothing about. But it was my children that got me up every single day to keep fighting forward and plowing forward. And I had started as the stay-at-home mom in a very comfortable lifestyle. I had that privilege of being a stay-at-home mom. And after the divorce, I literally fell into the pit of poverty. My children and I, we moved in with my mom for 7 months and lived in her basement because I could not afford to buy a house, and I had to literally start over. And the thing that I really wanted to show my kids is that life can throw you lemons. We all know this, right? And I say it's not just about making lemonade out of it, but making lemon sorbet, right? Because lemon sorbet is even better than lemonade. And so every day I had to get up and I had to put a smile on no matter how difficult it was and keep showing my kids that tenacity and perseverance and grit to keep moving forward. So I ended up then becoming associate state director for AARP. And about a year later, Wood TV had approached me and said, we would love for you to come and do commercials on positive aging. And then I started a TV show in 2020 called Real Possibilities. And then I was asked to be a guest host on 8West. And I have to say, I am 50 now and I am doing more TV than ever. Yes. So being told that you're too seasoned at 31, right? I got the last laugh out of that. But I really truly credit having that college education as making the difference for me, because if I had not had that, I would still be living in the pits of poverty. And I worked very hard, and it was very difficult to pull myself out of that. But I wanted to show my kids that you don't have to stay there. You might find yourself there, but you don't have to stay there. So, working with Hope for Single Moms and seeing the last 3 years of Fashion for a Future, I've had the privilege to be able to say, this is why we do what we do because of the moms here and my stories. And you all either have a story or know somebody who has that story. And the reality is that women who have that college education, it's a huge divide compared to the women who don't have a college education. Those with and without live worlds apart from each other. And I want to share a few statistics with you. Only half of non college women are employed full time. The median earnings for non college women are $35,000 a year. $35,000. And three-fourths of non college women are paid hourly. In these economic times and with the cost of inflation that we all experience, you cannot survive on that, especially when you're raising children, and especially if you're doing it by yourself, not getting child support, not getting other resources. The second thing about having that education, the hope side of this, is that single moms in Michigan who graduate with just an associate's degree are 65% less likely to live in poverty than a high school graduate. They earn $277,000 more over their lifetime than what they would have earned with only a high school education, and they save Michigan over $22,000 in public assistance spending over their lifetime. Now, if that same woman, that's the associate's level, if that same woman gets her bachelor's degree, the numbers rise exponentially. If she moves on and gets her master's degree and so forth, those numbers keep rising. So the power is in education. It can literally change not only the mom's life, but the children's lives and the ripple effect for generations. You can't even count the numbers on that. So I ask you, please, to open your hearts, open your wallets, be a partner with Hope for Single Moms, and make that donation so that the moms that are served with Hope for Single Moms have the bright future ahead of them. Thank you.